Hello, everyone. It's Michelle from the Craft Cottage, and I am here for week 101, which is exciting. Um, and I got a really special card, a card that I've been wanting to make for quite some time, and I happened upon it quite by accident by looking for something else, actually. So I said, oh my God, why don't I see how difficult or easy this is? So that's what we're making tonight. So if you're here, say hello. Don't forget to share. Give me a thumbs up or whatever you want to give me. So let's go over what I asked you to prepare for this class. I wanted you to get some cardstock base at 5.5 and 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 on one side only, along that 8.5-inch side. Hi Vesta, just watching, that's good. And then get some more of the same color cardstock, a piece at 3 inches by 5 3/8. Then you'll need two 3 1/4 by 4, and the 4-inch ones need to be scored on the 4-inch side at a 1/2 inch. Okay, hi Tony, thank you for sharing. Then you need some corresponding or coordinating DSP, excuse me, 2 7/8 by 5 1/4. And then you can use the same DSP, which is what I'm going to do, or you can get a different piece and cut that one at, those two pieces at 2 inches, which is the correction, because I made a mistake. Hi from North Carolina. Hi, Margaret. Glad you joined us. So 2 inches by 5 3/8. We need some basic white for your sentiments, about a 2 by 3 size. Use a die cut, or you can just fussy cut it. We need the circle die. About 2 3/8 is a good size. And I wanted you to cut one circle out with that, but we need this as well for another part. Excuse me. Liquid glue and dimensionals, and also I forgot to put tearing tape. Okay. Stamp set for your greetings, your images, or you can have die cuts, which is what I did. Coordinating inks, coordinating embellishment, a pencil, a ruler, scoreboard, and your big shot. Actually, the ruler, you could use your scoreboard. And hint, it's a fun fold card. Okay? So clue number 1 says, fold and burnish all your score lines. So we've got one on here, and then we've got these two pieces, okay? So I'm going to fold to make sure I'm exactly where I need to be. Burnish, and we did this last time too. I don't like to do the 2 1/8 on this end because they don't always come out and meet nicely. So I make them meet this way, and once I have it where I want it, so it meets nicely, then I push down on this side and I burnish it. Okay. That way it doesn't go over or under or whatever. Okay, so now that's our card base. Okay, and then these two, you're going to see what we'll do with those. They just have that 1/2 inch score line. Okay, so that's the end of number 1. Fold the left side to the right side as I did. Okay, that way they're perfectly aligned, hopefully. Yep. Okay. Clue number 2. Center and adhere the 2 7/8 by 5 1/4 DSP onto the 3 by 5 3/8 cardstock. Okay, so I only gave like 1/8 of an inch difference. So let's do that. Let me get my glue out. And make sure. Vesta, did everything go well for you today? Tony, are you making along with me? Anybody else making along with me? Yes, one eye is showing improvement. That's good, Vesta. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. Okay. Using your circle die, center and cut out a circle on this unit. So make sure that's down well. And then you're going to get your big shot. And I'm getting the little shot. And this is my circle. So I am going to center this left to right and top to bottom as best I can. Let me look this way first. That looks good. Then I'm going to, oh, yeah, go ahead and move it. Okay. See if I can get this to work. There we go. Come on. Ew. Yes, I just got most of the things cut, so I'm following and making along. Awesome. Okay. You can save this piece and use it on something else. It's a pretty piece. In fact, it's right in the best spot. Cut my beautiful flowers out. Okay, so let me put this aside. I will need it later on. Okay, so that's the end of clue 2. I'm going to put this aside because I don't need that right now. And then clue 3 says, put one 3 1/4 by 4 inch piece on your scoring platform. Okay, so we're going to I'm going to turn mine this way. I may not be able to do it, but we'll see. So you're putting, I'm going to half cap it this way. So you're putting the 3 1/4 inch side, and you're going to line up with 1 3/4. Okay, and you're going to draw a line at 1 3/4 on the 3 1/4 side, which is the shorter side. Okay, just a light line. I don't know if it's going to do, yeah, it did. Not very light. Then you're going to turn it with the fold to your right, and you're going to line it up with 2 inches, and you're going to make a line. Try to do that one a little lighter. Yep. Okay. Now it is slightly off skew. It's not perfectly centered, but there's a reason for it, and you'll see it later. So this intersection, put a dot. Okay. Now we're going to cut from this corner to the dot and this corner to the dot. Okay? Making sense so far? So I'm going to try to cut this as straight as possible. Right at the corner and right straight up. And we all know I can't cut straight, so hopefully this will be good. Then do this corner the same way. Cut this straight up. Oops, I've been crooked already. Not bad. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like when you're done. Your fold's on this side, that's on that side. So I'm going to erase my lines. You do the same thing. I just thought of something. I could have done this on the back, then I wouldn't have to worry, huh? Okay. Get that dot out of there. Okay, now we're going to take our second one and we're going to align those two together. Make sure they're pushed into each other really well. And you're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to trace mine because you know I can't cut straight. So I'm going to trace that little V. You can go ahead and cut it if you feel that you can do it. And then cut that one out as well. So as I was saying at the beginning, this is a card that I have wanted to make for so long, and I saw somebody had made it. So I said, I'm going to give that a shot. Let me see how hard that is. It wasn't as hard as I thought, except this part. She didn't give directions real good on this part. So I went to look for somebody else, and I found Dawn Gibson, I think it is Dawn, I can't remember her name. Okay, so now you got two of these. So on the 4-inch, you do it at 2, and then you use the first one to create the second one. Okay, that's the end of number 3. Number 4. So we're going to put these aside for now because we're done with this. So take the circle that you cut out. Oh, I didn't. That's right. Stamp a sentiment on, and then die cut it with the circle. So this is going to be inside. Okay. So I'm going to use Hello Friend. Okay. So I'm going to put it like around here so I can use my die to cut it again. And then I got to cut it so it fits. Let me cut that first before I... let me just make sure I cut it enough to fit it in there. With my die, okay. And there's plenty of room, good. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my sentiment somewhere in the middle. Tony, you with me? I'm going to test this first. Doesn't look, oh, it's good. Didn't look like it was picking up the ink very well. Okay. Oh, it's crooked, so, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to cut it out. Okay. Clean my stamp. Okay, we're still on number 4. Okay, I'll get my machine. Anybody else here? No, no Nancy tonight? Okay. So I'm going to cut this off so it'll fit in my machine. My little big shot, whatever you call these things. Okay, so let's put that in here. And as you know, if you don't, with a circle, if you don't stamp it, straight, it doesn't matter because you can turn it. So I'm gonna try to keep that even. There. And let's run this through. Don't do that. I have the hardest time with this little machine. Don't know why. There it goes. Okie dokie. There. There's my hello friend. Okay, so I think I'm done with this. Oh no, I got one more for the front. Okay, that's the end of number 4. So we're going to set this aside, let it dry. Now you're going to take your card and you're going to audition your flags, I'm going to call them now, okay? So you want to kind of keep it in the middle as best you can. And how it's going to hook, we're going to put tear and tape here, and that's going to go on this, against this panel, okay? Not quite in that fold. You got to be just above the fold. Let me bring it up to show you. You got to be just beyond that fold. Can you see that? Because we want to be able to fold it if you're too close. So it says add tear and tape to the 1/2-inch folds. Tear and tape. Okay. Let's add a piece to this one. Okay. Okay. So let me burnish those. Okay. So we auditioned it. And we put the tear and tape. So remember, you want to try to keep it in the middle as best you can. And we'll put the first one on, and then we'll be able to put the second one on easier because we'll have this to line up with. So I'm going to try to make sure I got it as close as I can. Where's my ruler? This is 1 1/4. Move it just a hair. This is 1 1/4 now. And that's close enough. Okay. So I'm going to lay this back and pull off my tab. Then I'm going to lay this back down. I'm going to be very careful that I don't go over that line, just a hair away from it. okay, so that it closes very well. See, it's just a hair away, okay, and burnish that. Okay, now we're going to do this side, and it's going to be the same thing. It's going to go on this piece, that 2 1/8 section, okay? So close this one, and then you can line this one up where you need to line it up. So you're sure that they're both even, okay? And then make sure. So now that I know they're together, I am going to open this, make sure I'm not on the line. Let me double check that because I think I moved. I'm good. Ugh, I moved that time. Okay, so just a hair past on this side of the fold line. Okay, and before I press it too much, I'm going to double check it. And it's perfect. Okay, now I can burnish that down. And the reason why you want to use tear and tape is because, oops, what have I got going here? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so we finished that. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to cut off about 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to use my ruler to double check that because I don't want to. So about 3/8 of an inch, because otherwise they hit the panels. So that's 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Okay, so just cut those off. See if I can do it. It's not going to show, so if you're not exactly, perfect, it's going to be behind stuff, so you won't even notice it. I just noticed my pencil line here. Okay, so now on this one, I want to do about 3/8 again. It's just so it doesn't hit into the side of the card. Okay? Okay. That's good. Now we should be able to close it with no problem. Okay? So these are going to be on top of each other, and you won't see them, and they close perfectly. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. Okay, and it says repeat with the right front panel. So we got that done. Let's pick up this little mess here. Okie doke. That's number 5. Let's do number 6. Tony, you all set? Okay. Number 6 says add dimensionals to the back of this. Now, one person I watched said put 3 here and 3 here. You don't want them around this area. But another person said just 2. So I am going to do 3, just because I like to make sure my middle doesn't sag. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 on each end and 1 in the middle. You're good, Tony, good. Okay, so then 3 on this end. Okay. Now we're going to put this on, make sure you're going in the right direction, here in the center of your card. Do not look at this, the apertures, okay? You're only looking at your distance between your score lines for the front panels, okay? So just look that way. And then top and bottom, of course. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now you're only going to only take off the bottom ones. Okay, only take off these 3 bottom ones, or 2, whatever you put. Make sure you're straight and lay it down and press it. Okay, now completely open the card so you can see where the aperture falls. Okay, so you can see where the aperture is right here. That's the centers of those four flags, if you want to call it that. Those 2 V's. Okay, you want to be able to see that. And then we're going to apply glue to the back of this. A decent amount. You don't have to overdo it. Okay. Then you're going to pick this up and you're going to go underneath with this so that you can center it perfectly in the window there, in the aperture window. So I've got a little glue and it's stuck to my hands, my finger. So I'm able to like maneuver this around until I stick it. So I want to be down low enough so I can see my words. And I've got the little dots on our circle there. Those are going to show a little bit. Okay, once you got it where you want it, press down. And now your sentiment. Mine probably could have been a little smaller so it fit in there better, but it still works. Okay, apply glue to the back of the die cut, stamp circle and center it within the viewing area of the aperture. Okay, now it says finish adhering the panel. So now we can take these three off. And we're going to lay it down. Make sure you're hopefully as straight as you can be. And then you're going to test your card. Close it. And open it. Close it. And open it. Isn't that cool? I've always wanted to try one of these. I probably would have been better off. I'll show you my prototype I made. Because the first person told me a little bit different directions. I probably could have used a smaller stamp here, but I think you get the effect. See if you open it up all the way. And now it closes, and then you can peek inside there, and it's closed. Isn't that cool? I really love it. Okay, that's the end of number 7. Number 8 says center and adhere the 2 DSP pieces on the front panels. Okay. Make sure I'm going the right way. This is that new paper. It is so pretty. And I'm using the new Peaceful Pines. Is that what that is? Okay, so adhere these 2 on the front. There's not a huge space, you know, I pulled it close. Hi, Nancy. Have you ever made one of these, Nancy? I've always wanted to. I was telling them, I always thought it was going to be too hard to make. So when I was looking for a card for tonight, this one popped up by one lady. And I looked at it and I said, I've always wanted to make that card, so I'm making it. And if it's not too hard, I'll make it tonight. Because there's been a few cards I've pulled up, and it's like way too much work for a mystery card. But this turned out to be, yeah, I thought I had it up backwards. But this turned out to be easier than I thought it would be. And I had a little bit of hard time cutting the aperture pieces, but I said there's got to be a better way to do this. So I went and looked it up again on Pinterest, and Dawn, I can't think of her name, from the Glitter Pit, she had a video. No, but have always wanted to do it too, huh? Dawn from the Glitter Pit had it, and she did the apertures a little bit different. So I was really glad. Is that the right way? Yep. I was really glad that I watched hers, because that was the only difference. The apertures were a little tricky to do, but Dawn made them look so much easier than that other lady, and I don't remember who the other lady was. So that's the front. And isn't that just cool? I just love it. I just love it. And it's so simple. There's nothing to it. Just having your pieces, and it is a little askew. It doesn't come out a perfect, but that's the way it has to be in order to be able to make the whole thing. And as I was saying, Nancy, I wish I had done a smaller sentiment here, but it looks great. I like it. Okay, so that's the end of number 8. Number 9 says, stamp a sentiment on your scrap piece of paper, wherever that went. Is this it? Yep, that's it. So I'm going to stamp. Now, I don't usually do all these stamping ahead of time, right? You guys all know that, but for this card you had to. So I'm going to do You're on My Mind. And this is Derby. How come? Come on. Must be from the last time we used it. Okay, so I'm going to put this straight as I can. Not bad. Let's pick up this side just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to clean it first because it's pretty dirty. Okay, so I'm going to do that on this piece and then cut that out for the front of my card. Now, the first person I watched, sound is better this week, yeah? Oh. The first person I watched said to make a belly band and put it around it. I don't think this needs a belly band. It doesn't open that much, and I haven't even really pushed down on these things. And I don't like belly bands because people don't know what to do with them. So I don't usually do a belly band. But when I saw Dawn's, I was like, I don't need a belly band. And both my prototype and this one, it doesn't stick out that much, so I don't think it needs a belly band. Good. This here for now. Close up. And now I'm going to cut this on my little shot. Okay. See if I can do the same distance, top and bottom. stand up because I can't see. Okay. Okay. Let's get this through. Thanks for sharing, Shelley. I've not seen this done. You've not seen this one? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that it's something new. A couple weeks ago, I had a card planned for my Monday night, and then Vesta, you posted a card that you made in someone else's live mystery card. And I'm like, well, I guess I can't make that one. So I have to go hunting for a new one. Okay, so that takes care of that now. So it says, stamp a sentiment on your scrap and then center it on the front. Now, you're going to put it only on one half, either your right half or your left half, whatever you prefer. And I got something on here. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I am going to choose, so you could put it up higher if you want. I think I will. I'm going to put mine up here. And I'm going to put my finger where I know I can't go past. I don't know what's all over this card. That's weird. Okay, I've got that down. So put it on the left or the right panel, whichever you prefer, but just make sure you're only gluing one side. Okay, that's the end of number 9. And number 10 says, embellish as desired. So I cut out 2 sets of these flowers. I thought I wanted to, these are the new colors, the new yellow, which reminds me, let me show you that after. I didn't know if this one would look nice on it. I know purple will work, but I kind of thought I would like to brighten it up a little bit because it's such a dark paper. I don't know, what do you guys think? Think the yellow looks nice or the purple looks better? What do you think? Maybe I'll do one of each. I think I will. I'm going to do a yellow and a purple. Oh, that's outside of my comfort zone. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little glue on towards the centers here, because parts of it's going off. Vesta, oops, what? Oops, what? Okay, then I'm going to put the purple one over here. Oh, that's cute. I do like it. It's not the same color as that yellow, but I think it brightens it up. So I was going to do yellow on this one, if I use that one, or purple, if I use that one. So I think I'm going to do purple on both of them. Nancy says both. Yep, you're with me. You're right up my alley, Nancy. So I'm going to put purple on both of those in the centers. Okay, now I got to put a purple somewhere else. How about stick it to my fingernail. I like it. I like it with both the colors. Then you open it up. So it says, you're on my mind. Hello, friend. Isn't that cute? It is just too darn cute. But I want to show you something. Did anybody get any of these new shimmer brushes? I was uncertain about it, so I said I'm going to get one. So I bought just the yellow one because I thought, if anything, I could use it on flowers or centers of flowers. So I did the first one, which was the first time using it. And I said, oh, there's not much glitter on that. I don't see, you could see it, but when it was wet, it showed a lot more than when it dried. And then I thought, well, it was my first try. Let me try it again. So I really shook it up good. And that was my second try. You see that? It's got a lot of shimmer. It's like Wink Stella on steroids. Yellow brightens, yes, definitely. Yep, I agree with you. So, if you haven't bought these, you might want to consider getting them because I'll tell you, they're fun. Like I said, I only tried one because I didn't know if I would like them. And with my second effort, because I shook it up enough, it was, it's cool. So I might have to get the others now. Okay, so, oops. Oh, I got two of those, just in case I couldn't decide which one. Oh, maybe I could, no, I can't. I could put it inside here, maybe. Yeah, that's good. So now your fun fold card is complete. Yeah, you need to shake it good, yeah. You're welcome, Tony. I hope you like your card. Take a picture of it and post it. I really love seeing your cards, you guys. I love, because it's so cool. I mean, this is what I came up with, but you guys have no idea what you're doing. So this is my prototype one, which is the same category of paper. And then this was, and I had to pull this up, so I got to rip. But the first one told me to put this base on the card and draw a circle around it, and then take not glue it, just put it down, and then glue this in the circle that I created. And I really didn't like how it's not even close to being centered, right? Why, I don't know. So when I put this back on, I made sure I was following it, so when I went to see Dawn's, that's why I went to check somebody else. Hi, Jan. I went to check somebody else's, and Dawn said, leave that top part open, center it where you want it first, then glue that down, which made it so much better. Made it much, much better. Although I really needed a smaller sentiment. This one is way off to the other side, and these were difficult, the direction she gave, how to cut that. So Dawn had better directions on it, and I like the idea of auditioning it first before I glued it down, which I could have come down a little more, I guess. But we live and learn, okay? So this is the aperture card, one I've wanted to try for so long, and this paper is just so pretty with it. So thank you for joining me for mystery card number 101. Can you believe that? 101. I hope to see you next time for 102 on July 6th. Can you believe it's already going to be past the 4th of July by then? So happy 4th of July. I won't see you then. And please be sure to say hello, comment, and or like my video. And please share my video. I really appreciate that because it brings in new people to come and take a look at it. Okay? Thank you very much. I hope you love this card as much as I do because I'm just beside myself. I'm tickled because I've been wanting to make this card for so long, and it really is not hard at all. It really isn't. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Love y'all. Bye-bye.